It's local. It's global. You are listening to Win World Local News.
Win World Local News with Potter Smittss. Today's top story provided to us by Win Twitter correspondent Bill from the American state of Louisiana. Brand new research shows that marriage is actually bad for your health. So for more on this story, let's go live to New Orleans to our Win reporter Egan Smithers, who is with the publisher of this earth-shattering study, world-renowned psychologist Dr. Phil. Egan?
Thank you, Potter. I'm here with Dr. Phil in New Orleans as thousands of people are heading down to their local justice of the peace to get their marriages annulled. Dr. Phil, did you see your research having such an immediate impact?
I had no idea, first of all, that this was going to be the conclusion. But science doesn't lie, and neither do I, for that matter. And I'm not lying when I say that marriage is bad for your health.
Oh, clearly no one thinks you are lying, as divorce is going up at a drastic rate.
Yes, ever since this research came out and was brought to the public eye, to the public ear, and to the public mind in general. And I myself have already filed for divorce. It only took a week or so after having multiple patients come into my office, as well as multiple people on my show, the Dr. Phil show, which is 4 o'clock, I believe, depending on your region.
Yes. Now, I myself am divorced, Dr. Phil.
So you must be in great health.
Actually, the divorce was the worst thing that ever happened to me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And my life has gone downhill since my wife left. I think you're reckless in your research, frankly.
Well,
Dr. Phil.
I'm a doctor here, and let me make a diagnosis. I imagine that your diet and your exercise aren't doing too well. You talk to any doctor, that's the first thing they're going to prescribe is diet and exercise.
I've put on a lot of weight.
Well, you got to shed those pounds.
But
here, have a Dr. Phil fit shake.
Oh, okay, I'll file this away, Dr. Phil, but that's not going to bring my wife back.
Dr. Phil, given your overwhelming evidence that marriage is truly bad for your health, why do terrorist organizations and crime syndicates worldwide continue to kidnap women to be sold into marriage?
Because it's profitable. Because there's this huge, it's propaganda that marriage is good for you. The idea that a companion for life will somehow alleviate stresses or pains in your life, that you get to lean on somebody and share your troubles and worries with somebody else. Somehow along the way, this sort of behavior has gained traction in the popular mind that it's healthy, but really it's not. Having someone there all the time is like it's like having death looming over your shoulder constantly, actually.
Oh, it's like having an angel envelop you.
Yeah, an angel of death.
Well, before Egan loses it entirely on this interview, let's go back to the studio for our next story. Our next story is given to us by a Win Facebook contributor Hiroshi out of Osaka, Japan. As the battle for video game supremacy rages on between the PS4 and the Xbox One game systems, it seems as if Hello Kitty and Taylor Swift have entered the fight. To get deeper into the story, I have live here in the Win World Local News Studio, Mrs. Kitty and Mrs. Swift. Hello, ladies.
Thank you for having me here. Hello.
Well, let's start with you, Miss Swift. Many of your fans do not know that you're passionate about video games. When did you become a gamer, and why have you sided with the Xbox One?
Well, I didn't start gaming until I started touring, and all those long hours on the tour bus. I can only write so many hit songs, so I had to fill that time with Tetris and Mario.
Oh, so you have quite an extensive experience with gaming back into the older ones.
Yes. I collect classic games to play on the tour bus.
And do you have a favorite by chance?
Oh, I really like the Halo.
That would make perfect sense, and why you've transitioned into the Xbox One, correct? You're waiting for the new Halo to come out maybe later this year?
Exactly. I make all my system purchases based on whether Halo is available for that system or not.
Oh, quite interesting. Miss Kitty, to you.
Hello!
You're clearly a Japanese icon well above that of a video game system supremacy war.
I'm from Korea.
Oh, well, why have you decided to throw your hat in then for the PS4 in this battle?
Because children love me! And I wanted to go not only into movies or cartoons, but into the video game systems, where people can play my character and capture whiskers and litter box points.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, Miss Kitty, have you by chance received any endorsement or any kind of financial gain from the Sony company?
No, not from Sony, but from Mountain Dew! Do the do with me! Hello, Kitty!
Miss Swift, do you think that perhaps that your attachment to the Xbox One will help push this battle over the top for Microsoft?
Oh, I absolutely think it will. When my fans see the things that I am interested in, they bug their parents to spend their disposable income on them. So I control a large segment of the buying public.
Well, that's quite fantastic, actually, and I think maybe that would be a huge advantage. But, Miss Kitty, you've been around, you're a stalwart, and you're kind of almost a legendary figure within the American pop culture as well.
Yes, hello to the Hall of Legends, I join you!
Oh, okay. Well, on that note, we'll just have to see how the battle rages on in the next months to years to come, so let's go back to the studio and go on to our another story. Thank you, Miss Kitty, and thank you, Miss Swift.
Hello!
Thank you.
Our next story is presented to us by Win Twitter contributor Jackson in Berkeley, California. It seems that playing the violin 8 hours a day can cure any cancer or terminal illness known to man. For more on this story, let's go live to Berkeley to our Win reporter Guy Wilkinson, who is with two 150-year-old violinists. Gary?
Oh, well, yes, that's right. I'm here with a Mr. Vincenzo and also a Signor Pottieri. And these two have played with multiple symphonies and orchestras across the United States as well as internationally. They have accrued many hours of violin playing under their belt. And what do you have to say about this new research that says 8 hours of violin is good for your health?
Oh, well, I would say that I'm living proof that it's true. I have been playing violin 8 hours a day for years, and as you can see, I am as spry as a 65-year-old man.
Yes, indeed. And Signor Pottieri?
Well, I think that when I was 6, I saw this light come through the clouds. And it said, son, you want to live forever? If so, you've got two choices. Play the violin 8 hours a day, and if not that, you need to worship a different kind of Lord. Well, I was a little bit young, and so I decided, play the violin. I've been playing 8 hours ever since, and look at me. I love life and birds.
Yes, I can see that you have a holster for your violin. It never leaves your side.
No, it can't, because it's a part of my being. And so I need to have it with me at all times.
And really, once you get to be our age, you need the violin, because you never know when you'll need a bit of a pick-me-up. You know, just get in a couple hours of playing to get you through the day.
Yeah, and some people today, they use drugs. We don't. We go with music to the heart, and there's no better way than the violin. And I love birds. Huh.
Well, Potter Smittss, you heard it here first from two world-renowned professional violinists who are, in my eyes, in great shape despite their, their posture isn't that great, but, the sweet sounds they produce. If their music is any indication of their health, then they are molto bene. Back to you, Potter.
Well, thank you, Gary. Let's go straight to the World Weather Desk with Daisy Rainmaker. Tell us what's going on around the world.
Hi, it looks like there's gonna be some rain, like in Florida. And then, let's see here. I'm just referring to weather.com right now. Looks like there's going to be some clouds also with that rain. And the sun will be up. And if it's not, then it'll come back. So don't worry.
Well, thank you, Daisy. Let's have a really quick check on the sports with Fired Up Frank. What's going on in the world of rugby these days?
New Zealand is still beating everyone.
Okay, well, thank you. That ought to conclude today's segment of Win World Local News. Thank you very much. And I am your host, Potter Smittss.